You are listening to Chaos Springs Eternal, a Delta Green actual play, brought to you by Quartermasters of the Tabletop. This is Season 1, City of Woe. Delta Green, by its nature, deals with violent themes and disturbing imagery, as well as horrors beyond our comprehension. Now, if you're one of those people who don't mind comprehending some horrors from time to time, I think you'll have a good time listening here. Join us, won't you? Welcome back to Quartermasters of the Tabletop presents Chaos Springs Eternal, Season 1, City of Woe. Someday I'm going to figure out a standardized intro for this show. City of Woe!
Whoa, podcast be upon ye.
No.
Yeah. It's, yeah, man. We just, we had a little audio scare just now.
Yeah.
So thank goodness all of that is taken care of.
Pants were thoroughly shid.
Yes, especially mine.
Yeah. And it's
Turns
all because I had a fucked up name.
Yeah. It turns out making joke names on Riverside, it's not the best thing.
Yep.
You would think that Riverside would have some sort of like cookie based off your, browser, but not just your name.
Yeah.
Anyways, not to complain about Riverside. I think they're generally pretty great.
Yeah.
Riverside, they don't sponsor us, but maybe someday.
We're already using their product. Yeah.
We're already using their product, and it will not benefit them at all to pay us
At
money
all
to
to
do it.
pay us money for it.
Please, Riverside.
Please.
But we talked about cryptids the other day, but I was curious because I have one paranormal experience in my life, like something that is I can't explain it, and none of the explanations that other people have given me have really been satisfactory.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we've said that everyone kind of has something to share. Does anyone want to go first?
How about you go first?
All right, I rarely go first in these things, and I think mine's maybe it's scary, maybe it's not, but this happened in Southern California. Yes,
that's the scariest part of the story.
That is the scariest part. This particular town in Southern California is kind of notable because it doesn't have sidewalks; it has horse trails, and every house is built on these like big plots to the point where almost everyone has like a barn on their plot. There's still cars and stuff, but like again, like no sidewalks. It's all these dirt things that and we would see people riding on horses. That's just how they got around sort of this little area. And so we lived in somebody's converted barn. I was a missionary, so we lived in somebody's converted barn, and she had made this barn up for her son who never lived there. And so she hosted missionaries there, and we stayed up in the second story. The only way to get up to this barn was to go around the back on these stairs, and there was one door into the barn. It was pretty nice. The sleeping was pretty nice. And one night, as I fell asleep, right as I'm falling asleep, I hear the loudest door slam of my entire life. It slammed so hard, like I could feel it while I was in the bed. But it was late enough that I was kind of like, wow, was that a dream that I had? Maybe I had some like hypnagogic jerk, like when you're having the falling dreams and you hit the bed. And so I kind of like wrote it off as that until the other guy in the room, my roommate, missionary companion, was like, hey, did you hear that? And I was like, yeah, I did. And so we got up and we opened our door room, and there's again one door that leads outside. And okay, Southern California gets big winds, right? So like in my mind, I was like, well, maybe we had a wind gust come through that opened the door and closed it real fast. The door was locked, and like locked solid, like pretty solidly locked.
Oh, and man.
We just look at each other and we're like, we kind of poke around the rest of this apartment. There's some storage off to the side. No one's there. No windows are open. No other doors. Like, first off, no other doors could have been that loud just based off of where we were. And then no other doors were like open or clothes that weren't already that way. And so we just looked at each other and we're like, well, I guess we're going to bed now. And that is the only like I didn't see anything. I didn't, hear any footsteps. I didn't, nothing else. But I cannot explain that singular experience. And every time I think back on it, I get goosebumps.
That's pretty creepy.
Tyler, what's your sort of?
All right. So I'm gonna preface this with I was very young. Like younger than 5, and I remember I lived with my grandparents when I was very young, up until like middle school. Basically, I moved back in with my parents, and I was following my grandma around the house, being, the annoying little like 4-year-old that I was, being like, "Hey, can we do whatever?" I was probably wanting to go to Chuck E. Cheese or something, or I was excited to go to Chuck E. Cheese for my birthday, something like that. And being the annoying kid, she got frustrated with me asking the same stupid bullshit like 3 or 4 times in a row, and she naturally, of course, went like, I don't know, or something along those lines. She kind of like got a little snippy and was like, "Stop asking." And I remember getting really sad. And like, "Oh, I annoyed grandma. Now I feel real sad. I annoyed mom. How could I do this?" And I distinctly remember, after feeling sad, I went to my room and I sat on the bed, and I felt something sit on the bed with me, and I felt like a hand on my shoulder. Like you'd put a hand on someone's shoulder to like cheer him up. I could feel like a pressure on my shoulder, and I could feel individual fingers.
Oh, that's just like kind of sweet until you're like individual fingers, and then it's like, oh, that's Ooh.
No, it wasn't like the weird, like creepy, like like come to my to the parlor, spider to the fly, and like the slow like individual fingers curling. Like I could feel like a hand, like a full hand, on my shoulder.
Yeah.
Aww.
And
you
that's
had a
like
friendly ghost.
Yeah, like I still to this day swear that I'm still in the same house as we speak. I to this day swear this house is haunted.
It was the ghost of Chuck E. Cheese.
It was the
Charles
ghost of Charles Entertainment Cheese himself.
I'll bring the skee ball to you.
Yeah.
Wait, so does that mean that you're really responsible for Five Nights at Freddy's?
Fuck you. That's right, Pat. You heard it. I'm the purple guy.
Wow.
Cawthon, eat your heart out. Yeah, no, I still to this day swear this house is haunted. I hear shit. And I see stuff out the corner of my eye occasionally. And like, there's a solid chance that it's just like, oh, like I'm just imagining things, or oh, that's like the flannel that's hanging up in the bathroom to dry because I can't
Carbon
put it in the
monoxide
dryer.
Poisoning.
It's just the fifth dimensional beings coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like that's the only definitive like that's fucking weird, and I don't have a way to explain it. Because I have other weird stories like that where I remember one time, like, I used to have a tiny little rocking chair that was, like, made for a toddler, like a baby. And I still have it, actually, somewhere. It's, like, saved off to the side so that whenever I eventually have a kid, I can give it to them. And I remember standing on it, and I was, like, afraid to jump. I couldn't have been older than 3 in this story. And I remember we had a full mirror in the room, and I remember looking at it, and again, like being afraid, I couldn't get back down, but I was standing on this chair because I'm a stupid fucking kid, and I'm like calling for my grandma, like, "Hey, mom, help me, mom, I'm scared, I can't get down," and she comes in and she's like, "Well, you can get down, it's not that hard," and me being like, "Nope, not doing it, I'm afraid," and she was like, "Well, you'll figure it out," and just like walked away. And I remember like looking afraid at myself in the mirror, and then like, oh well, I'll just jump down. And I remember jumping down and then seeing me run away, as if I was like trapped in the mirror or whatever. And it was like clearly that was a dream.
Yeah,
but I have like weird.
That's a good one.
I I have like weird little things like that, but like the hand on the shoulder is the only definitive thing I know is real. That was like weird, and I can't explain it.
Yeah. Mark, do you have a real one or a joke one? Because I know you already shared like your real one that still I think is pretty spooky.
Well, yeah, that was my wife experience with a cryptid.
Right, but yeah,
Right.
I'm saying that's cryptids I think fall into the paranormal.
Yeah, it's pretty scary. But I lived in a house with 5 of my friends. It was an old house, and we all had bedrooms upstairs, and then out on the there's a flat roof, and there was a cupola, like a little, like, I don't know how else to describe it. It was just a cupola out in the middle of this flat roof. And my friend it had a screen door that went out there. And in the summer, we didn't have air conditioning, so we would keep that screen door like open, to let the air in. Well, we almost every night would hear the screen door open and someone walk down the hallway and down the creaky ass stairs. And then they would walk back upstairs and then walk out that same door and go out to the flat roof. And
chills.
Yeah.
Chills, man.
And we called it, because we were like college kids, and we were like, well, that's our ghost. His name is Jagger. And so we named him and everything. And yeah, it would be, I would probably say 5 out of 7 nights we would hear something like that. And it wasn't just me. We all heard it. And we all were like, did you get up last night in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom or go, do something stupid? And no, we were all just dead asleep. And we all heard it at different times. And we had one roommate who lived downstairs at the base of the stairs. And he said that he heard people walking up and down the stairs all night. And that's the only experience I have with ghosts in that crazy house.
Amazing.
It did have the people who originally owned the house were buried on the property.
Come on.
Okay, yeah. Wow.
That's
Oh,
how you're
man.
gonna leave that? All right.
Well,
That is a heck of a stinger at the end. Just be like, by the way,
Yeah.
they were buried on
They
the
were-
property.
Well, the funny thing is that the landlord, that we knew the guy, and he was like, you guys want to live in this house? We're like, sure, it's great, it's fun, it's a huge house, it had a huge property. And we're like, we'll live there, that's fine. And one day we were all just like, I think we were doing probably drinking or doing something stupid. And I remember walking back behind the house where nobody ever went. And I was like, fellas, there's 2 graves over here. And we did a little
Guys?
research, and it was the owners of the original house. So, yeah.
Boy, howdy. You would think that you would kind of have to disclose that on any rental agreement.
Yeah.
If someone knew that is, yeah.
I think he kind of just needed to have the house rented, and he knew that us chuckle fucks would just do it without any question, and we did.
Yeah.
Oh, these are a bunch of
That's
college
fair.
kids.
Yeah.
They'll pay more actually for it.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I would do is like I'd find some idiot that's willing to pay like $100
Right.
extra a night.
Yep.
It's like, by the way, this place is haunted as fuck.
Yeah, when we were looking for a house, my wife and I always had this thing where we would never buy a house that had a creepy shower in the basement. That was it.
Oh, what?
That's
Who-
a good one.
Why would anyone buy that?
Right. Like, who is showering underneath the stairs in a cellar? Like, what?
That is
But-
like
that
the
is
most vulnerable position.
Y'all never
to be
taken
in.
dark showers?
No. I've taken dark showers, but not at the base of the stairs. You take
In,
dark
like-
showers in your own shower.
Yeah, and they were
Yeah.
always like shitty showers. It was never like, oh, this is a nice downstairs bathroom. It was always like, underneath the stairs, and there's like mildew and
it's like a single spigot in like the middle of
Yeah.
nowhere.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably incorrect, but I
Hey,
remember
Mark,
hearing
your state isn't known for any like major infrastructure issues, is it?
No,
Never.
not at all. We don't do that
Sorry,
here. in
Tyler, I
Michigan.
had to interrupt
You're
you because I had to make that joke.
Yeah, We don't
I
have a
remember-
governor that knowingly poisoned an entire city.
Yeah. We, you know what? Live and let live, right?
Oy.
I remember hearing something about like the Midwest, like the Indiana, Michigan, Ohio area, had a lot of duplexes at one point in history, like in the 60s to 80s. And a lot of those duplexes became houses. So a lot of places, for whatever reason in the Midwest, have like the shitty cellar shower or the shitty basement shower because that was someone else's home and they had to have a bath too.
Yeah.
And like, I
Oh,
remember
man.
recently hearing that. I don't know if that's true or not, but someone
I don't
mentioned that to me when they were buying a house.
Noah, what about you? You had any paranormal or spooky experiences? I think you mentioned earlier that you had some cryptid run-in.
Yeah, it was a weird thing from when I was a child and I lived out in like a rural area of southern South Carolina, middle of fucking nowhere. My parents owned a large swath of land that was mostly just woods, and we lived on a double wide in a big clearing. The woods were adjacent to us, and it was like a good fucking couple yards away from like the woods. But the double wide was built on like this brick platform that was pretty high up, and then the house was situated on top of it. And at the back of the house, there was this window in a computer room that was super high up and kind of small, like a rectangular shaped window just at the far end, just for looking out and to see the sun. I was a kid wandering around late at night, and I saw what looked like giant glowing red eyes at the apex of that window. Or at least that's what little me interpreted it as. Just giant red eyes just staring at me. And I think little me as a child just had like flight or fright or whatever the fuck it was. And I just paused for a moment, ran into my room, which was, in hindsight, right next to the computer room, hid in the top part of my bunk bed and just closed my window and just sat there until I eventually passed out.
Oh man,
Eesh.
that's yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
you know what? I do have one more, and this is not my. Well, I mean, okay. You talking about being a kid? You talking about you being a kid made me think of this because this is probably 2 years back now. Maybe 2.5 years ago, my older kid was drawing, and he drew in our backyard. He drew a tree, and he drew a bird on the ground, and he drew a snake, and he just had that drawn, right? And he was like, I guess he would have been like 6 at the time. Kids draw. No joke. Like maybe a month later, we went and we were looking out the window, looking at birds because we have cardinals in our backyard all the time. We have other birds. Like our area backs up onto green space, and so we have birds all the time. And there was a cardinal that had made a nest in one of our trees, and we were looking, and we realized like, oh, there's a baby bird on the ground, and that baby bird had fallen out of its nest. And so I went and did a quick Google search, and it's like got the okay from Google. Yeah, you can go put it. So I put it back in its nest. And then we got back in. We were kind of waiting and watching for, the mom and dad to come back to the nest and that sort of stuff. And mom and dad kept staying on our back fence. And maybe like 15, 20 minutes later, there was a cottonmouth just chilling at the base of the tree.
Oh.
And when that all happened, like, I don't know, it didn't take very long for me to look at my wife and be like, hey, do you remember that picture that Daniel drew of the tree with the bird and the snake? And we were both like, what?
Jesus.
It's prophetic.
Yeah, it was a
Dude,
little bit spooky.
That reminds me of the time, actually very recently as well, that 2 ravens were killed on the electric lines out front of where I work.
Oh my gosh, that's not a good sign.
Yeah, but it happened the day that we were going to have Curse of Strahd. I have a home game of Curse of Strahd that I run with some of my homies IRL. and they had a big fight, and 2 of them died. Like in game,
man.
and
you
ravens
told us
are
that.
often
you
associated
mentioned this.
in that story with
Yeah.
like the heroes or good, and then like 2 of them died. Just like, oh my fucking god! And then another person died, and another bird died in front of the work.
Oh my gosh. Well, speaking of dead people,
Yeah, for real though. Wow.
y'all have stumbled onto the dead body of Antoine Babineau, brother to the mayor, who is who is the mayor? What's his first name? Thaddeus Babineau.
Yes, yeah.
Antoine and Thaddeus were the best of brothers. They had grown apart these past few years, but they had begun mending their relationship after their great aunt died and had passed along the manor to them. So, and after seeing the dead body, casting your minds back to the last episode, you had investigated the room a little bit more. We had a little combat with some rats, and due to an extremely lucky roll from Cyril, y'all had found a bottle of vodka that you threw on and then lit on fire onto these rats and managed to scatter them and then finish them off with some gunshots. Cyril really putting in the heavy work there.
Yeah.
So this would be a case where I'd be tempted to like give you luck, but you also got a 69. So I'm just that kind of washes out for me. And after that, y'all had done some little more investigation of this basement. There's still some of the basement that you haven't even explored yet. But you kind of think that you found probably the most important thing, which is Antoine Babineau's dead body. Dead, bloodless body, but his guts arranged on the floor in some sort of ritual way. His body gray and pallid, bloated, not looking good, obviously. And upon seeing this, while Joel and Cyril had passed their sanity checks, Clementine had not. And so Clementine had taken critically failed her sanity check, taking the max amount of sanity damage, seeing this dead body of someone that she knew. And so she sprinted off up to not the first floor, but the second floor, an area that y'all have not explored.
Yeah.
And that's where we pick up now. I'm going to go ahead and say that y'all can begin moving. Whatever you want to do. Clementine is going to be doing her own thing, and we'll figure out when you intersect next.
Joel would shout at Clementine, like, not like shout at her, like annoyed or anything, but like Clem, stay, no, we can't split. And then she gets out of there, and he'll be like, oh fuck, and then he'll shout up, Marcy.
Yeah, what happened? I heard something move and Clementine just ran?
Go after her. I'll explain later.
Fuck. Okay. She'll just stare at the door, taking a step in and just be like, please, don't close. And just sprint towards where Clementine ran. I assume this way?
Yep, that's where the stairs are.
Right.
I'm gonna move your icon and then I'll do a little reveal.
Dan, I can't see anything.
I know.
Dan, I can't see anything. Can you?
No, you're not supposed to see anything.
Dan.
Hey, would you stop?
Dan.
I would also, after you get that sorted out, like to take a step into the room with the body and check that table next to it.
Okay, Marcy, I'm gonna get Marcy up the stairs. Marcy heads up the stairs. As you come up to the stairs to where this landing is, and that landing, by the way, is a sort of circular area that looks down into the first floor. This is rimmed with a balcony.
Rimmed.
What I'm saying? It has,
Railing.
Thank you. I'm not good with words, if you can't tell. So, Marcy, do you come up to the railing? Actually, as you step, because you can see just barely across the way, you can see Clementine has huddled into a door frame.
Marcy is going to pull out a small gun she has on her person, just purely for self-defense, and just is going to keep staring around at the other doorways.
Okay.
And just call out to Clementine, like, Clementine, please, what happened?
She's hunched over in the fetal position, just sort of sobbing and shaking. As you reach the top of the stairs, could you make an alertness check for me?
Absolutely not. Yeah, 1 second.
Okay.
My character sheet was giving me issues.
That's fine.
Alertness. 81 over 50.
Okay. Do you step out or no?
Yeah, she'll carefully kind of step out and just try to, like, hold her center of balance.
Okay.
And just... Yeah, go ahead.
Stepping out, it feels pretty solid. Dangling down from the ceiling is a chandelier, and with an 81 over 50 alertness, what you don't know is that what you don't notice, rather, is that the chandelier swings at you.
Oh fuck!
Yeah, I think she was looking everywhere but the chandelier.
Okay, well, the chandelier fails to hit you, unfortunately, because the alertness would have given you a chance to make a contested roll here, but
Oh boy.
the chandelier swings by you, crashing into this wall, shattering into pieces.
Clementine?
We'll need you to make a sanity check at that, though, because that is not something that normally happens. You might call that unnatural.
Oh. 37 under 56.
All right. Well, I think because you managed to dodge it just handily, you take no sanity damage from that one.
Fuck. Clementine, get your shit together. We're getting the fuck out of here.
And Clementine is just sitting there.
Fuck. Just going around the edge and just trying to, like, one hand holding just a gun in her hand and just shaking Clementine, like, get the fuck up. We're getting out of here now.
Okay. And casting our camera view, rather, back down to the basement with Cyril and Joel. What did Joel want to do here?
Joel would beckon Cyril, like, closer.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna... He feels very sick to his stomach. Like, you see, like, he's green around the gills at the sight. But he sees that table next to the body. And it looks like there's a book on it or something.
Yeah, so again, this is one of the cases where the map is not always accurate. It's actually a collection of just sort of random objects and trinkets. Like, there's like, there's a book. There's like a Christmas tree ornament. There is some paintings. There are just the various accoutrement. Not accoutrement. There's just a miscellany of objects on this table. Like probably 24 various things.
Joel,
Paintings aren't of anything in particular.
The painting is just like sort of random landscape painting.
Okay.
Joel, can I think it might be worthwhile for us to take a still photo of the scene, just in case the police need it, or Yeah, I think so. He'll step into the doorway, and he will take out his camera and will take an excellent snapshot of the room itself.
Okay.
And then he will take another snapshot of just the body.
Okay. This is one of the things I like about Delta Green. I think your scores in those are high enough. I'm just going to give them to you. Joel and Cyril, could you both make me search rolls?
Yes. Can I also ask one more question?
Yeah, go
quick.
ahead.
After the search roll, can I do an occult roll on the
absolutely.
circle and or objects?
Yeah, I will do the same
Perfect.
as well.
So you said a search first?
Yeah, give me a search roll.
Okay.
That's a critical success.
Critical pass.
Oh
69.
my gosh, Cyril rolling over.
And I got a 39 under 55.
Hell
Right.
yeah.
Okay,
Double
so
69.
yeah, 2 69s in one night. All right, so Joel, with your 39 under 55, what you see is you see a vinyl record. It's in fact one of the first pressings of one of the first records that Paradise Rebels ever made. And Cyril, as you look, you see a pair of broken sunglasses. They're the sunglasses that you lost last year. You thought they just got lost in your car or in your apartment. Maybe someone took them, or maybe you accidentally threw them away. But nope, they're right there. They're your sunglasses. And with the 69, like, you're actually kind of convinced that, like, no, you didn't throw them away. You liked those sunglasses, and you were going to get them repaired.
Mm-hmm.
Joel will pick up the album. And, like, just in disbelief. It's like...
Joel, hold on a second. Do you think it's weird that we show up here, all of this shit is here that's ours, and there's a dead body and we find it?
So with your 69, I mean, there's a lot of stuff in there. I mean, there's like, the book's not yours, the painting's not yours. There's like some fountain pens that aren't yours. There's like a stuffed animal none of you recognize. A pair of shoes that doesn't look like anybody's.
Yeah, I think Cyril will, if Joel will allow him, will just kind of catalog what is on everything.
Okay.
By taking photos of it, not moving it per se, but just like photographing it.
Yeah. Okay. Joel still just has the record in his hand.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is going to give you another sanity roll as you guys are searching through this stuff.
There's only a couple dozen of these. I don't even have one of these.
Well, you do now. Can we make that a cult roll?
Yeah. I wanted to make the sanity check first, though.
I failed the occult roll, 63 over 40.
I failed the sanity check.
Okay, so Joel, you're going to take 1 hit of sanity damage, and Cyril, you'll take none this round. So Cyril, with your 63 over 40, you don't get anything unless you want to spend 23 luck to get that down to a success.
I do not. That's too much.
I got a 54 over 20.
Oof.
Yeah, that's another failure. I would say, though, with sort of your Cyril's background in crime, it doesn't look particularly well made. Like it doesn't. I mean, both of you, just with your sort of, Cyril's got a 40 in occult, which is pretty good. I mean, this isn't like, it's not a pentagram, right? Maybe that kind of looks like that in the map, but in our world of Carrefour, it's not a pentagram. It's just sort of like, it is circular, and like there looks like purpose to it, but it doesn't seem familiar.
Okay.
In fact, you might think that it's not really a cult. Like it's not associated with any cults that you know of.
This might be something we need to put Marcy on. Researching whatever this circle is. So, the body itself, is it disemboweled?
Yes, essentially disemboweled.
And that is, I mean, there's any other marks on the body? Like, does he have a gunshot wound? Is his throat slashed? Anything like that?
No gunshot wound. No blood, which I think maybe sticks out to you. and
Yeah.
it is as if his torso has just been sort of opened, sort of under the sternum down to the pelvis, and everything removed.
Yeah. Joel, we, I think that our investigation has just come to an abrupt end.
Cyril, I knew the body was back here.
Yeah.
No, Cyril, I had
You
a dream
knew the body
last
was
night.
back here?
I had a dream last night. I met the detective, and he told me I died here weeks ago, and it was my body on the wall, and the wall opens, and now there's this, and us, and me, and he grabs the record and, like, shoves it, like, shakes it in your face. It's like, we're past ghost stories now.
Agreed. So, wow. Okay, well. Well, we got to get Marcy down here. She needs to look and see if any of this shit in here is hers. Maybe even Clementine, if we can get her back down here.
No, Clem can't see this. She can't.
Okay, well.
She can't see this anymore.
She can look at the photographs maybe later. But I think we gotta notify somebody here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back up outside, get some air.
That's probably a good idea. Cyril will stay in that room.
Okay. Joel, you want to head upstairs to go help Marcy with Clementine?
He'll stay in the landing.
Okay.
And wait for her to come down first. I think he is shaken. A little more than the one sanity probably gives off that he, for the failure, but like just the compounding things back and forth.
Okay. And,
Or sorry,
Go ahead. I was just going to ask a clarifying question. You took the record with you, or you left it there?
No, he has the record.
Okay.
I don't think he meant to take it with him, but he just, he's just like, I just need to get out of this room, and just walked off.
Okay. So Marcy, as Clementine sort of begins to calm down from this episode of, I don't know, are you comforting her? What are you doing?
I think she's definitely not menacing her with the gun, but she's just kind of like pointing the gun down at the ground away from her, just like
At her face.
Clem? No, God, no.
Calm down, you dumb bitch! What'd you say?
No. Clem, please. Clem, please get your shit in order. I just had a fucking chandelier swing at me. I don't know what y'all saw down there. We should probably get out of here, right? Soon? Now? Please? Clem?
Oh,
now?
okay. All right. I think I've recovered mostly.
I'm not going to ask you what you saw down there. Let's just discuss it after we get out of here.
Okay. Yeah. That
put it out of your mind and just focus on putting one foot in front of the other until we're out of here.
All right.
We're gonna be okay.
Good. Yeah, we're gonna.
It can't swing the chandelier at us again.
Yeah. You think this was the ghost?
Her face is like in like a smile, open mouth, like she's about to say something and just holding back from saying something mean-spirited. I don't know what the fuck it was. I'm not saying it wasn't a ghost, but it's probably the ghost that tried to kill me earlier.
And as you're talking to her, she begins to stand up. You see on her shoulder, just very briefly, a ghostly hand, but not like a small child's hand, like a grown woman's hand.
Her eyes are just going wide, staring at the spot.
Briefest moment, not even enough for a sanity check.
Son of a bitch.
But as she stands up, she says, I do. Oh, I do feel better now. I do feel better now. Let's regroup with the rest of them and call the police. I think that's all we can do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, you ready?
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk backwards. Yeah, I'm just gonna walk backwards.
You're gonna walk backwards down the stairs?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna you look behind me and I'm gonna look behind you.
All right, so
and she's like white knuckle gripping if there is like a railing down the stairs and just sliding down. Her gun still like held across her chest, like ready to aim in like behind Clem or just turn around and point down the stairs in the worst way possible. She's just like staring at the spot that the hand was on, blinking very quickly whenever she feels her eyes start to water.
Okay. All right, you make your way down the stairs and you see Joel has taken up residence on the first floor, sort of outside the entrance.
He's just staring at the back of the record.
Yeah,
sleeve.
Clementine steps towards you and she says, oh, hey, I've got one of those.
I don't.
She says, did you find that in that room?
Yeah, it was in there with him.
Cyril, grab the RC car. We're getting out of here. Cyril?
I'm downstairs.
Cyril, make an alertness roll.
Making an alertness roll. Success. 35 under 60.
Okay.
Fuck it up, dude.
I think as you're looking around here, I mean, you're hearing a lot of the sounds of the manor. Like you're hearing Clementine and Marcy walk down the stairs. And as you're in this room, you hear something else. You hear some more footsteps, but it's kind of weird because they're not coming from above you. They're not coming from, any of these rooms sort of to your south or behind you. It sounds like they're coming from this door, like this, not this door, but this wall of this room. But then they they fade away very quickly. And then it's just gone. It was just this like fleeting moment of hearing something to where you almost doubt that you heard anything, and maybe it's some foundation settling or something like that.
The other thing I wanted to ask is there any four gouge marks in this room?
Yeah, I think with your search roll, you notice that no, it doesn't seem like it. No.
Okay,
we're all along the baseboards on the outside of this room.
Okay. All right, and I guess Cyril, having heard that, he will enter the room and he will check out that wall.
Okay. As you press up against the wall, I mean, there's something weird going on with this wall. Like it's unusually warm. It's really dark down here too. I think that's something that I maybe haven't stated well enough. But I'm assuming you guys are bringing in flashlights and
sure
that sort of thing. This wall feels like weirdly warm. Most of it seems like there's more to this wall than there should be. But push on it feels pretty solid. It's, I don't know, searching around, like you don't find another, like there's no, the baseboards don't come away. There's no seam. It feels like they're I don't know. It's strange, right? Because it feels pretty solid and you're pretty sure that this backs up to, solid ground behind it.
Yeah. Okay. And then I think that Well, I know that. Cyril puts on the sunglasses that he had found.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks around the room. Just to see if there's any difference, like if there's anything special about those. But if there isn't, then I think what he does is that he kind of leans over the body, looks at it real quizzically, and says, "How do you do it?" And then he sets up a camera in this room, and then he will go upstairs.
Excellent. Do you grab Marcy's car?
No, I leave that downstairs. In fact, I step on it repeatedly. I smash it against the wall.
That's what I think about your $85.
No, I will pick it up and bring it to her.
I'm right next to one of your fucking cameras, man. Kidding. I would never. At this point,
meeting back in the main room of the manor, where we started looking at this so long ago. Clementine is talking with Joel about the record. Cyril's bringing up Marcy's broken car. All of you are gathered around. What do you want to do now?
let's step outside, y'all.
Yeah,
She says with like gritted smile, just holding the gun still, just like eyes darting all around the place. Like a gun could stop a ghost, obviously.
Sure. Yeah. We need to get out. I think getting outside the building's a good idea, if we can do so. Has anyone checked the front door?
No, I'll go. And he like snaps out of it now that everyone's a little together.
Yeah, the front door opens as you'd expect into a humid and muggy Louisiana morning.
And I think we all leave, unless I don't want to play your characters or anything. But I think
Marcy stops to relace her shoes.
Well,
y'all are officially outside of the manor in the dawn of this Sunday morning. It's about 8 o'clock, I'd say, at this point.
If I look at my phone, do I have signal? Because I didn't last time.
I think we've left that up to a luck roll, just because of where y'all are. So why don't you give me a luck roll?
Time for another one then, huh?
Yeah.
62
Ooh, nice.
under 69.
Nice. Yeah, so you got a couple bars.
Oh, thank God. And he'll call the detective.
Okay. Yeah, because you have his number.
Yeah.
And he picks up to, oh, hey, Tyler. Or not, sorry. Hey,
oh my God, he's addressing you directly.
Hey, Joel, how'd you sleep? Hope you got a little rest.
Yeah, detective. No, thanks for pleasantries. We found Antoine.
What?
And Antoine's body. It's in the basement. There's a hidden room in the basement. It's I can't explain it, and you're not gonna believe me if I tell you. You just gotta come see it.
He says, "Oh my gosh, yeah, I'll be right there." And you like hear him like, stand up suddenly, and push his chair away, and he says, "I gotta go. Give me officers out to Florzon Manor." And then he says, "Okay, I'm just stay right there. Okay, don't touch anything." And he hangs up.
Joel, who did you just call?
The detective from the hospital. He came here last night. He gave me his card. It was just the first thing that came to mind. I'm sorry. He'd come out here anyways. That's fine. He told us not to touch anything. Fuck, we touched everything.
We touched a lot of things.
We touched everything.
Yeah, that's
And he,
what
like,
I was
drops
saying when we was in the basement.
record in his hand.
Yeah.
Does it shatter?
It does not shatter. It falls
Okay.
like a normal record would.
Oh. Why are y'all carrying... And she kind of looks at Cyril. Were you... You didn't wear sunglasses into the... What the fuck was down there? Why was Clementine in the fetal position after seeing something down? What the fuck?
Well,
And
I
you
think,
found Antoine's body?
yeah, we found Antoine's body. It had been disemboweled.
Ah.
Mangled.
Nice mangled.
Ah.
A circle of... well, do you want to know?
No.
Okay.
It's
No.
better if she didn't.
I'm going to try to...
I just want to tell you enough that you won't have to roll a sanity
Right.
check.
Is a grisly scene in the
All
basement.
Delta Green special.
It's a very grisly scene down there, but there were things down there, like accoutrements, that were all upon the on a table down there, and one of them was this here pair of sunglasses that I am now wearing, that I thought I had lost a while back.
Another was
And
this record.
Joel,
Also, I looked it up, and I think accoutrement does fit for what I'm going for.
Yeah.
Her eyes are just going wider and wider, and her mouth is just getting more and more open. Like, and you
think-
fucking took them?
Didn't think about it. I was a little in shock. Okay.
What fucking possessed you to
Marcy.
grab random shit near a corpse that was disemboweled in a fucking...
Marcy,
I-
as you're doing this, you notice that in Cyril's hand is a ticket stub.
what?
Yeah,
No,
teeth-
no, there
you
isn't.
recognize
Nope. Nope.
that ticket stub.
I don't. Nope.
No, Marcy does. It's a ticket stub from the concert that you went to a couple years back in New Orleans when you saw Bowling for Soup.
Her teeth are just
son of a bitch.
gritted and is just staring.
And then Clementine says to Joel, she says, "Joel, is that all my sewing equipment?" And it's a little like 3x5 plastic container that's got like just a needle and some threads. And she says, that's what I carry in my car for emergency sewing repairs. I've been missing it for years.
What the fuck? Guys, I told Cyril this. I have to tell you. I had a weird dream last night, okay? Like, really weird. I saw my body in the basement. That's why I checked that wall. We're past ghosts. We are past ghosts. There's some heinous, evil, deific, demonic shit inside of there, okay? We're not going back in. We have evidence now. If it doesn't get confiscated,
Cool.
We have-
So when I found Clementine, there was a hand on her shoulder.
What?
like the girl.
And Clementine passes out.
Yeah, I just wanted to get that off my chest. That's why I walked down the stairs backwards, just staring at the spot that it was. I didn't know what to fucking do. I'm sorry. Fuck. I'm sorry,
Joel,
Joel. I didn't mean to make her pass out. Oh, fuck.
Joel will be the good brother and like try to like prop her head up. Give her little cheek pats, like trying to wake her up. Like, all right, Clem,
Put
it's
her-
fine. Like, I touched a ghost. It's fine if a ghost touches you. Okay.
Put her in the recovery position.
All right, recovery position.
What's your first aid? Do you know what the recovery position is?
We all say the recovery position, but we just stand there like, what is it?
That's
What is it?
over on their stomach.
What is it?
sitting up on your
I got a
stomach.
41 over 10.
Yep.
Joel thinks of recovery position. Right. So he goes to like what he does after like an extreme day of partying, and like just puts her like in a sideways fetal position on the ground. Basically, just like she'll sleep that off.
I think you're supposed to leave them on their back and make sure their tongue can like freely like flop around in their mouth. I think. I don't.
It's 100% it.
Marcy,
I don't know.
Noah playing his 48/10 roll. That's very good.
Marcy, I'm going to be honest.
Stick their tongue further back in their throat, if possible.
Just so nothing else can get in their mouth, right?
Right, and plug
Marcy,
the nose.
I don't know what the recovery position is, but I know it's not that.
I don't either.
Why did you say it?
No.
As you are all variously debating. Go ahead, Mark.
Just so y'all know, okay, so I went into that room, and I was standing there after y'all had left, and on the far wall, I thought I heard footsteps beyond the wall. It was very faint, and they disappeared very quickly. However, I went over to that wall, and I walked up to it, and I put my hand on it to check to see if there was any, trickery happening. And the wall was warm to the touch. Now, I don't know how y'all feel about basements, but usually the walls are not warm to the touch. So, there's something beyond there, or something's going on in that room. And then I set up a camera and I left.
Marcy is going to grab the RC car out of Cyril's hands, walk over to the setup that she had, put it all away as best she can, open the car door and sit in and just turn to face them.
Marcy, as you go to sit down, one of the things that you realize is that you don't have your gun anymore.
Her face is just stone, and she is just dead staring like, where the fuck is my gun?
When she says that, Cyril, you don't have your gun anymore.
Where the fuck is my gun?
I don't remember if Joel had a gun or not.
No, Joel does not own a gun. He has a pocket knife.
Yeah. So you two are both missing your guns. And at that point, I do need everyone to make an alertness roll, and then Marcy can play out this after this alertness roll happens.
Ooh, 73/50.
Okay, so Marcy's pretty distracted. And,
29 under 40.
Zero success. Okay. 54 under 60.
So possibly because you are not, in the car. I don't know if when you say that you've lost your gun. If it causes you to look back at the house. But when you look back at the house, what you notice is in that top window, you see our old friend Marguerite. And she's standing there, face pressed against the window, pounding it with her fists. Pounding and pounding and pounding. I mean, you can't hear anything, but you can see that she is just hitting that window as hard as she possibly can. And just like as a flurry of her blows rain against this fist, as you notice this, a flurry. Hang on.
She took a monk dip?
As a flurry of blows.
I'm sorry, that was too funny.
No, that was good. That was. I'm not mad at you, Noah.
Moment.
I'm not mad at you, Noah. I'm trying to figure out the best way to say this. As a flurry of blows crashes against the window, she continues to hit it, and as she does, you guys see the front door open slowly and then slam closed.
And is she still up there?
Yeah, she's still up there.
Nope, she fades.
Fuck y'all.
Cyril, can you help me get Clem into my car?
Yeah.
And yeah, Clem has recovered at this point.
Okay.
Where Cyril?
Yeah.
First of all, why the fuck do you have that ticket? Second of all, where the fuck are our guns? We walked out with pistols. I thought. I was holding onto it. I swear I was holding onto it, and then when I reached to grab the RC car, it was gone. And she's just like making a hand motion like she would be holding onto something still, and it's just flexing it, open and close, open and close, open and close. Where the fuck are they?
I don't rightly know, but
my uncle gave me that thing.
I really hate to say this, but I think we got to go back in that house.
Nope.
Did she look more angry or desperate?
She looked pretty angry.
I think
On second thought, maybe we don't have to go back in the house.
I would say that she looked like she was trying to break that window but could not. With all of her force.
I think something's keeping her inside. I think as long as we're outside, we're relatively safe. Relative is the key word.
I want to be off the property, and I hate to say it, but I think we should probably call the mayor and let him know that we found his brother.
No.
We should let the
You
detective deal
cops
with
do
that.
Yeah.
You know, that's fair. That's fair. I don't think any of us are really in our right mind, but I think that's probably an objectively good call. Fuck.
I listen, y'all. This is kind of weird, but I feel like we let her down.
Marguerite?
Yeah.
She fucking threw me down a hole.
You're making
you
assumptions again here. We don't know if she's the one that did it. She said there's another thing here.
Something, when I went up to go help your sister, threw a chandelier at me. That crashing noise you heard upstairs was something attacking me. I got your sister. I saw a fucking hand on her shoulder, and then we got the fuck out of there. I don't give a rat's ass what the fuck is in that manor.
I get it. I don't...
Call Ghostbusters. I don't give a shit.
I mean, that's what we are, right? We're
No.
not go. We're
No,
not
we're the
Ghostbusters.
Phantom Finders.
We're Phantom Finders.
We
but
don't bust them. We just find them, and then fucking
Then
nothing.
It's Venkman's problem, right?
We found him with a hard pH, I think.
we certainly did.
Clementine stands
Phantom
up.
found them.
Clementine stands up, and she turns to look at the manor, and she says, I have to go back in. I have to see this ghost. And as she begins stepping back towards the manor herself, we hear in the far distance a lone siren. And that's where we'll end for tonight.
Oh,
Nice.
Great.
Nice.
Love that for us.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening this week to Chaos Springs Eternal, Season 1 City of Woe. Make sure you check the links in the show notes, give us a rate and review on iTunes. Apologies if you're just hearing this now. I had the wrong audio uploaded, so hopefully this one went well. I wasn't able to fix as much of it as I would have liked, but thanks for the people who let me know, and y'all have a good one.